Miss Miss how you spell.
Testing one, two.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Can you hear me, twins?
Loud and clear.
Okay, I'm not able to hear you loud and clear though.
You can't hear me? Testing one, two, one,
Okay,
two,
there you
three.
go. There you go. Yeah, there we go. I hear that echo again though.
You say you hear an echo?
Yeah, when I'm speaking, but it's like, how are you today? Can you hear me? Twinsinc.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, all right.
But
Just
you
making sure
saying
you're good.
but you're saying it's only an echo on when you hear on your end. When you speak, you can hear yourself echo when you speak.
Yeah,
Okay, because
but it's
I
light. It's not disturbing.
okay, because I don't hear nothing at all. Okay, just want to make sure because I haven't changed anything over as far as my setup, so I want to make sure.
Yeah, it might be my AirPod.
Uh huh.
So it's been going. I don't know what's going on. I think it's an update or something I might have to do with the AirPod as well as my phone.
Okay.
The other day I was trying to use my AirPod and it had the AirPod on and the phone was on. So it could be a technical glitch on my end,
Okay.
you know. But I mean, I'm stationary. I'm not moving around.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Wi-Fi looks good. Airplane mode on. We can get right into it. The real deal versus how you feel on this Friday.
On
How
this,
you feel on this Friday?
it's a good Friday, not just any Friday, but Good Friday.
It's not just any Friday. It's Good Friday.
Right. It's got put some respect on this Friday.
This this when it went down. It all went down on this Friday right here.
Yeah.
Literally.
Welcome everybody.
Get
Who's
you.
welcome everybody who's tuning in. So thank you for the love. Get you something to drink. Get comfortable on this Friday. Good on this Good Friday. You know what I'm saying? Because Sunday's around the corner, so some of y'all been doing Easter fun. But get comfortable. Show a little love when you walk in the building. Tell us how your day going. It's Friday, payday for some of us. So turn up in a good way.
Right,
But
right, right.
but
The
we
safe
talking
way. All
but
right. So what are we talking about today?
we talking
Dun,
about
dun,
pet
dun.
peeves and
Pet
deal breakers.
peeves. Mm-mm-mm. Pet peeves versus deal breakers. And I want to pose the question: can your pet peeve become a deal breaker? Can a pet peeve become a deal breaker too? I'm gonna ask that.
Oh yeah, I believe it can. That's
So
the easy one. That's the easy one. I believe it can easily,
yeah,
easily,
yeah.
easily.
You said that like, yeah, duh.
Yeah, because if
Well,
if someone knows
you know,
that,
I,
go
I
ahead.
I tried to poll people for this conversation. I polled two rooms for this conversation on Clubhouse,
Oh, okay.
and let's just say they both got out of hand.
Oh, got out of hand. How to get out of hand? Let's talk about it.
I don't know. You're breaking up, twins. I'm trying to see if it's me on my end or what, but I'm not able to hear you.
You can't hear me. I said let's talk about it. Let's talk about the clubhouse's conversation you had where you said it went left.
Yeah. So the first room I polled, um, there were basically like the same amount of men as women. A nice little age group. Um, you had some in their 20s. I think the youngest was maybe like 22, even though he's a very wise 22-year-old. I will say that. And then you had up to like, the 38s, 39s, right?
Right.
So the first time I pulled it got us to this. A person came in the space and we asked, "What's your pet peeve? Can your pet peeves become deal breakers?" And I didn't specify it being intimate relationships only. I said, period. This could be your friendship, this could be your family ship, this could be your spiritual ship, whatever it is, any relationship that you have. Could your pet peeve become a deal breaker? And the answer was first in one room, it was no. no, my pet peeve can't, become a deal breaker. So the guy said his girlfriend, he hasn't married her yet. He hasn't proposed to her yet. They've been dating for some time. And he said that his pet peeve was like smacking. Like,
Smack 'em with the mouth open. Listen, I teach my kids young and keep
I
their
don't
mouth
know what
closed.
huh?
You get a phone call?
You said it sounded like he's young? No, no, I'm not getting a phone call. What
Oh,
happened?
okay. You
You
broke
couldn't
up for
hear me?
you broke up for a second, so no, I was just saying I teach my kids at a young age to eat with their mouth closed. No one got time to be trying to hear them smacking every time he eating something like close your mouth.
Right, right.
Well,
So he said that he could deal with it for the rest of his life, though. So his pet peeve could not become a deal breaker.
okay.
The other conversation was a female talking about her friend, right? So she's saying her best friend, 10 years of friendship or over 10 years of friendship, down the drain because, the friend felt like the friend's pet peeve was if I don't like this person, then we don't like this person.
Oh, we okay.
Now, I was just like, this is going somewhere else. I don't know what immature spaces these are, but it was a very adolescent type of mentality. But the other moderator in the room, also had that same sentiment, so it was like one of them spaces like, okay, I'm not going to be in direct conflict of, the other moderator. I just want them to be able to express themselves, regardless if I agree or not, right? I certainly do not agree with, as an adult, with if you don't like that person, I somehow just don't like that person. We're grown-ups, right?
Right.
But this woman went on to go in about her whole story and how her best friend, went off on her, then started a group chat talking about her because and she couldn't understand, she couldn't get with it. Like, no, that don't make sense. And she was saying how the friend would just, go off, be mad randomly. Like,
Okay.
okay, we good one moment, and then I think about it again, I guess, and I'm mad all over again. But here's what happened. So the woman that we were speaking to, right, knew that her friend, her best friend, this is someone she considered to be a best friend,
Your best
had
friend, my
issues
best
with
friend.
another adult, another female adult. They went to homecoming, right, for their
Okay.
school, whatever HBCU, whatever it was, and this girl allowed this woman that her best friend had an issue with to not just spend the night at her house. When she let her spend the night at her house, she's not friends with her. You know what I mean? And it's cool not to be friends with her, but to extend your house to this woman, I felt like that. Why would you? Why? What's happening here? It was not making any sense to me. When I tell you, it was just like, wait, what? You could hear all of the hurt in this woman's voice. You could hear how distraught she was. She still wanted her friend, but could not for a second take accountability for the relationship ending or the friend not being able to properly come back from that,
Okay.
because it's like the why. Why did you, and she still couldn't answer the why. So the pet peeve was when I'm not friends with someone, then we're not friends with someone.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I can't go by none of this.
All right. Well, before we get all into the stories and everything we want to talk about today, let me break it down real quick to your people out there who's listening. As far as what is a pet peeve, and with the pet peeve, what it says here, something that this particular person finds especially annoying. So something you find something annoying from another person. That's what a pet peeve is, right? And deal breaker. Deal breakers in relationships are things that will cause you to call it quits, no matter how long you've been together. Some common deal breakers include partner stance on having children, lack of responsibility with money, or lack of ambition. Just to give you a quick few things. So a deal breaker is like, you know what? I'm done with it. I can't move past this point here. But with the pet peeve, it's something that I can deal with, but it's annoying, but I can kind of work with it. So I just want to put that out there so everybody know the difference between the two. What are your thoughts?
Right. No, that's it. A deal breaker is it's like, no, this is mandatory. This has to be dealt with. And you said definitely a pet peeve could become a deal breaker.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, it can be.
I'm a press play before we go into that part.
Sure.
I'm a press play.
Okay.
All right. I don't know why it's taking. Maybe because you called, you press play.
Okay, let
It's
me do it.
making me go through a couple steps to press play. Yeah.
Hey, Leslie.
Pet peeves can definitely become a deal breaker in any type of friendship, relationship, or anything like that. One of my biggest pet peeves is inconsistency.
Woo. Okay, Leslie, with the love, we appreciate
Out
you.
the gate.
Tap, tap, tap in.
Thank you for. Yeah, thanks for coming and thanks for the. I appreciate that and I agree with that. Consistency for. Mm, 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 mm. So pet peeves, like you explained, are nuisances, annoyances, things that kind of annoy you, frustrate you, aggravate you, or whatever. What are some of your pet peeves? I can give you some. Pet peeve number one. Pet peeve is not making up the bed. Number two would definitely be the toilet seat. No, I don't fall in, but
The toilet
no,
seat.
I'm not falling in, but still, that's just nasty. Three would definitely be like smacking or chewing. That. Look, don't put so much food in your mouth that you can't eat it. That's just too. That's just one of those things for me. Like, okay, you too grown for this, or you know better. Just take enough that you can eat it, chew it 33 times like you're supposed to, and
They
swallow.
hungry.
Okay,
They
pause.
hungry. You hungry. You got.
Mm-mm. Don't inhale your food around me. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let me see what else. I'm just gonna give my top five. So that's the top. The three: making up the bed, toilet seat, chewing. Um, I would say I can't stand to repeat myself. So
Yeah.
having to repeat myself,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
having to repeat myself, which I think falls under that consistency thing. Like if you're inconsistent, it's gonna cause me to repeat it again. And I think five would be pet peeve. Um, I don't know. Five, I'll have to come back to because I think that I'll try to. I'm trying to make them make sense for like everywhere, life, home,
Okay.
work, and things like that. So I think the last one I went to like the workplace. Number five pet peeve is people coming in the office space and just start talking to you. Like, bro, if you see I'm on the phone or you see I'm engaged in my computer, that ultimately means I'm doing something. I'm preoccupied. Give me a second. Stand there for a second till you get my attention, and then let me, go ahead and address you. But to walk in my office space and then it's like, hey, da 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 da. First of all, excuse you. So those are my top five.
All
Yeah,
right.
pet
All right.
peeves.
I'll give you my list. I don't have a particular order, but these are what I have, right? And I looked at a list here and I pulled a few out here. So, micromanagement, especially in the corporate America, I cannot stand when someone's standing over my shoulder the whole time, making sure I'm doing something. I'm a type of person. You show me how to do it a few times. I do it. We do it together. I figure out how to do it myself. Then I'm working by myself. I don't need you every 2 seconds checking over my shoulder, looking over me, make sure I'm doing it right. Can't deal with that. Loud chewing, and that's mainly with the kids. My wife Sean does that, so I don't got to worry about that. But as far as the kids, that kills me every time. I'm always constantly telling them chew with your mouth closed. Being late. Oh, I hate being late. I don't like being late to anything. I will get to a destination at half an hour or to an hour early just so I'm not late. I'd rather sit in my car for half an hour or an hour chilling before I got to start work or if I have an interview. I don't want no reason to be late. I want to be on time. Yeah. Talking during the movies. Yeah, people who be talking, I be want to give them the backhand slap. Like, especially if I'm watching something, like it's a Marvel movie, and anybody watch Marvel movies, you can't miss nothing. You can't even blink. You have to keep your eyes open the whole time, right? Because you may miss the Easter egg that you might catch later on, but don't talk to me during the movie. We talk to me before the movie. I could tell you everything you need to know, and I could talk to you after the movie. But when I'm watching the movie, don't say nothing to me. I got my popcorn, got my snacks. That's it. And last but not least, this one's a pet peeve, especially with I say me and the wife. If we're out and it's me and her, me and you on a date 1-on-1, and you staring at your phone the whole time. I'm trying to talk to you, but you are. I don't know what you're doing. I don't really care what you're doing, but that's a pet peeve. Especially sometimes sitting and talk to you. I'm sitting and look at you like this straight. You're like, what? I'm waiting for you to get off the phone. So those are some of the pet peeves that annoy me sometimes.
I
Nah.
can definitely feel you on the talking during the movie, even though I am the culprit.
Well, I won't be taking you to no movies then. I'm gonna sit you at the end, like, no, you, mid-sized play, you gonna sit
No,
down
it's
there.
not so much talking. It's
Mm-mm.
not so much that I do talking, but my laugh is obnoxious sometimes.
Well, I don't care about the
And
laugh.
I've been known to laugh obnoxiously during a movie. So yeah, not so much that I'll sit there like, oh, don't go to the door, don't go to the door. No, I can't stand that. That annoys me. But boy, oh boy, and most time I have a dry sense of humor. So this is why I said it's kind of associated. Because if something takes place that's funny and it's not something that everybody gets initially,
Mm-hmm.
and I get it, you know I do comic catastrophe, so I'm always finding things funny. So I'm like cracking up, and then like moments later they'll get it, but their laugh is like key, but it's really funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's why I put it in that same little category because I'll be in a movie theater bawling, like crying and tears laughing, and it could be a serious movie. If I find one thing funny, it's like, oh my gosh, it's hard. It's one of those things that I still suffer. I gotta work on it. But
Yeah.
we're not at the movie theaters much now anyway, so it's cool. It
Right.
works out for me.
For now.
And one of your pet peeves for now, right? One of your pet peeves, one of the guys said in the room.
What do you
You
say?
said it was the one before the movies. I think you said
Let's see. I
I
did
can't
micro.
remember what
So
it
I
was.
did. I did micromanagement. Chewing loud.
Mhm.
Talking during the movies. Talking while on a date. What was the other one I had? Micromanagement, loud chewing. And it was interrupting.
Right.
No, I can't remember. Talking to the movie.
I can't remember what it was, but he said the same thing. He was
Oh,
like,
straight
he
out the
can't
phone.
stand it.
No.
Mm-mm. It was before you went into the one about your wife, and I think it was but I can't remember exactly what it was. But I know he was saying like that was a pet peeve of his as well. Like no, oh, it's being late. That's what it was.
Oh
Being late.
yes. Being late.
So
That should have been number one. Actually, that's number one for me. But yeah, being late. I hate being late to
yeah.
anything.
So this was kind of funny because he said his pet peeve. He had to go to a meeting, so he wasn't able to stay in the space, but he said his pet peeve. One of the other women in the room said, "Oh, I'm usually like 2 hours late." He said, "Oh, I'd have to jump off a cliff." I said, "Whoa."
Yeah, this ain't gonna work out. This is not gonna work out between both of us. 2 hours late.
He was like, "If I was interested, I'm not interested anymore." Like, oh, okay, single sir. I guess she's. That was so funny. And then he left and went to his meeting, but he was like, "Yeah, I can't do being late." He's like, "No, she said 2 hours late." I said, "See, now you can't throw her away for 2 hours being late." I said, "You can help her. You can adjust her crown. Tell her 2 hours earlier than the time she needs to be there, so she'll be on time."
Now, did we
He
get?
was like,
Did y'all so did y'all get more context to that? Like 2 hours to what? Going to a club, being 2 hours late, or like 2 hours
She
late on
said
a
she
date?
2 hours late. Period. Just period.
Period.
She's
Oh
always late.
yeah. Done. I'm
That's
with
just a
you.
bad practice.
Facts.
I'm like, I'm known for being late. I was known for being late, and I really had to work on like not being late to at least what people think. Okay, no, she's not. She might not be late. She might actually be on time. To the point where it's like now, okay, no, she's probably gonna try to get her on time. So let's go ahead and be ready. But yeah, I was known for being late. It was like a cycle. Like it was a generational curse almost.
Okay.
Just the bad habits.
All right. I got a list. Somebody sent me a list here of things that's their pet peeve. That's not actually on the stereo show, but her name is Quenisha. She said pet peeves:
Hmm.
rushing me, making promises you can't keep, talking at me and not to me, being loud in certain
Mm.
places, being rude to people for no reason. Now she got a few things that I agree to, because
Hmm.
being loud, yeah, I don't like that being loud. Yeah. Thank you for
Well, it depends on where you from. Thank you for the comment. Yeah,
yeah,
because some
appreciate
people
it.
just naturally loud, and that's where they come from. Everybody's loud. I was in. I really enjoyed this movie I just watched this morning, And twins, just to rub it in a little bit to all of the listeners, guys. Yes, we were just talking about this in the other space about jacuzzis and making sure they're clean and everything like that to enjoy them well. Last night, Miss Icy's wife was enjoying the jacuzzi. Yes, we cleaned it 3, 4, 5 times. And I enjoyed it all day today. So that's why I didn't have my show this morning. I said, no, I'm going to relax. I'm not multitasking. Not today. I'm going to do one thing at a time. And right now, my thing to do is relax. So
Wait. You're not going to fast forward past that part. Hold on. Where was the jacuzzi at? Where were you at and where was the jacuzzi? Hold on. We need the full story here.
That's a private conversation. We'll talk about that later. Sorry, stereo. You guys don't get the tea. This is a recorded call. But Twinsinc and I, we'll definitely chime in later.
Okay.
But yes. So in my relaxation time, I watched this movie with Idris Elba. Talking about Philadelphia, you could appreciate that being from PA. And the Fletcher Street stables, they were cowboys and everything like that. So that was really good. But the whole point of what I'm saying is some of the pet peeves, not really. I mean, some of the practices or the history or the culture, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
For people might tend to be loud. Like that just might be where they come from. Like these people in this movie in particular, they were just naturally comfortable with just being around poop and feces all day because they managing stables. Ew. That's a type of mentality you got to have to be that, they eating around this stuff and So
hold on. So
I'm losing connection.
So
okay, there you go.
So as far as the being loud in public, let me add some context to what that means to me. So if I'm out with a significant other, dating, relationship, marriage, wife, doesn't matter. If I'm out with a significant other and we have a conversation about whatever, and for some reason the conversation goes left or goes right, then you start getting loud in public and talking all crazy. That's the problem I have with being loud in public. We can disagree.
Oh, okay.
But being disagree out in public, yeah, I can't. That's a no-go. You'll get left right where you're at.
Okay, so you're not just talking about like a person. Like when you go now, this is where I thought the person who gave their pet peeves was coming from too. Like you're at the restaurant or you're at the bar, and there's a group of people, and there's this one loud person. Like everything they say, you can hear it. Like,
I mean, you got that too. The extra person, someone who's always extra, laughing extra loud and moving their body, being just wanting to be seen. Yeah, those two, right? I get those two.
Yeah. So those could be pet peeves, like annoying for real, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Even though they just maybe naturally loud, maybe not needing attention, it could just be where they're from. That's what I was saying.
Nah,
depending on where they're from.
We can't be in a 5-star restaurant place, with elegant people, everybody dressed up in suits and stuff, and yeah, girl, yeah, F that B. Like, really? Like, really? Wait. There's a time and place for everything. That's not right now. And I'm embarrassed. You're not even with me. I'm like, oh my God, who's this girl? Who friend is this? Why'd you bring her?
Oh man.
Yeah, we all got that friend, and guys got that one drunk friend too.
Like that in my mind. When you say something like that, I think of a star that we all know that could possibly still be like that.
Who?
Monique, the comedian.
I don't know.
I feel like she's just ignorant all the time. Like, ma'am, you got all of this money and you still talking out the side of your neck like your name Booquisha?
Booquisha?
Why? I'm just saying. Why? I feel like she's that one that you need to get some etiquette. And then she have like a never mind. Anyway.
Right. You better go.
She had like an etiquette. Etiquette. Like seriously, never mind. Forget it. But yeah.
That might be another topic.
Being loud. Yeah, being loud though, and different spaces that it does not. It's a obscenity or it's a nuisance or it's disrespectful. You're not going to go to the opera,
right?
Like, yo, you can't.
My point exactly, right?
Like, yo, she's singing that. What?
Sing it, girl.
Yeah, like, did you hear that? However, but if you're at a lounge and there's live music there, you have your moment to express yourself.
Exactly.
So yeah,
it depends.
It's a time and place for everything.
Thank you.
So thank you again to the person who gave their input. To
Uh-huh.
our listeners, we see you. We appreciate you. Come on and push that button. Share with us your pet peeves. And then we'll transition into deal breakers, because I think deal breakers and pet peeves, the understanding of it needs to be clear, which you already gave the breakdown.
Right,
So
right.
now that we have that, then we can really talk about things that are substantial deal breakers, and then how a pet peeve could become a deal breaker. So hopefully those that are listening chime in and say what their pet peeves are, and share with us. But I think another pet peeve of mine, like you said, micromanaging. Oh my goodness. That's like, okay, if I had a pet peeve that could transition into deal breaker, it would be micromanaging. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what? Throw this whole job away, throw you away. Like, I quit.
This is not what
That's
we're gonna
one.
do.
Yeah, that's not what we're gonna do. Like, either I'm hired or I'm not. We not micromanaging. Mm-mm. So many different ways to do things. So I don't even understand the mental of a person who micromanages. I don't get them. Like, if you're gonna be that involved, just do it yourself.
But the funny thing is,
Just do it yourself.
those same people who do the micromanagement don't want to be micromanaged themselves, though.
I bet. I
Now, I
bet.
mean, I know a few who micromanage, but don't like when they boss come over them. I'm confused. If you don't like what you're doing, if you don't like what your boss is doing to you, why are you doing to us? Well, because your numbers
Mm-hmm.
matter. Because your numbers, my numbers. But you think somebody's gonna work for you
Mm-mm.
if you're standing over the shoulder the whole time, stressing them out all day? Doing the job is already difficult by itself. But okay. And then
Well,
right,
you'll see.
and also to even add that part, since we know that's how we can get you triggered. There's people who do certain things on purpose just so they can jack you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, so
Right.
you like my
Cause,
numbers being
cause you
low?
wide open.
Exactly. So now they got you, and you stress both ways from your boss and from us not performing the same way. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it can go left.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely do a show on leadership. I
Oh,
mean, I think that's overall. That's
yes.
overall what we're talking about. We can definitely do. That's a good topic. Leadership
Mm-hmm.
and what it should look like versus what we've experienced. I'm not going to say still experiencing. A lot of us are entrepreneurs at this point. Some of us still work 9 to 5s, but because a lot of us are working from home, we don't have that shadow type of thing going on.
Right.
But I think it's still to be a good topic. We could definitely talk about leadership. So,
You sure can.
all right, so let's get back into it. We're talking about just to refresh, right? Real deal versus how you feel with Ms. I Speak Life and Twinsinc. And we're talking about pet peeves versus deal breakers, and if your pet peeve can become a deal breaker. So we've talked about pet peeves. Twins has given us, the distinctive differences between the two. So now we're going to talk about what are deal breakers, right? Now, for me, Ms. I Speak Life, deal breaker goes back into what dang, what's Leslie's name?
Here's Leslie.
Uh
She's Leslie.
Something Lens. No, okay. I don't know her stereo name, but
No,
like Leslie said,
oh
consistency.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So consistency, is a deal breaker. It could be a pet peeve when we're talking about kids, right? It could be a pet peeve for Ms. I Speak Life if we're talking about new relationships in terms of new friendships. I'm working with a new organization. We're getting to know each other, new friendships, new business partners. Those things are fine. There's a grace at that point. But consistency, a person, excuse me, not being consistent really is a deal breaker for me, because that means I have to prepare to constantly repeat myself. And that is something that, unless God, just want me to have a hard way to go, is not something that's in the cards for me. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like over and over and over again, I just said that. I just said that. Mm-mm. You either got it or you didn't. And I'm not saying that that's cold turkey, cut and dry like that from the beginning. Like I said, there's initial little space for you to get it, but consistency when we have a founded, grounded relationship is definitely a deal breaker. Another deal breaker is financial immaturity. And when I say financial immaturity, I word it that way because, most people just say, oh, they don't have income or they're not working. But all of the people around me have money. They make money, but that's part of it. They just want to make money. What they do with that money, you will be like, first of all, how do you even have an option to do that? How is that even realistic? Because you don't own anything. So how could you spend this amount of money on these sneakers or on this instrument or on this sound system or this anything, your marijuana or whatever your little things are, if you not securing the roof over your head, you're not securing, your transportation back and forth to that bag that you're getting, you're relying on other people in those capacities, but you're still making money. So you're financially immature. That's a deal breaker. I hope that I explained that
Oh yeah,
in a way that it makes sense.
yeah, you did.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and I won't. I don't know if I'll go five, but another deal breaker is no reciprocation, no reciprocity. And I know we know it doesn't have to be tit for tat, but we got to understand that even me as a believer, love your wife like God loved the church. So it's like this is like that. So it's an exchange. So if there's no reciprocation, no reciprocity, it doesn't have to be the exact same thing. Meaning it's not shoe for shoe. You bought me a pair of shoes, now I got to buy you a pair of shoes. No, not necessarily that. But if you thought about me enough at one point to just buy me a pair of shoes, then I can think about you enough to maybe buy you lunch or something, or you know, um, go pick up your dry clean without you at something. I could just think about you. So that's the
Right.
type of reciprocity that I'm talking about. And last but not least, deal breaker is not growing together. And that's again any relationship. And here's what I mean by it. Kind of goes back to consistency, but all right, we Twinsinc, I'm sure you can appreciate this being a twin, right?
Yep.
We have the same information, we have the same time frame to use that information.
Right.
I use it, you don't use it, but somehow or another I'm supposed to be loyal to you and still stay with you, by you, all of that good stuff.
Mm, that part.
Yeah, no. Yep. Mm-mm. So for me, that's the deal breaker. Like if I come into anything good, you know how we do, right? And I feel like I don't know, it's weird. There are a lot of people that are like this, but there are a lot of people who aren't. They're hoarders of information, or they just want to see themselves win. They don't. They offer you winning as long as you don't go past them.
Right.
As long as your win don't surpass their win. So if we're doing something and we're sharing information, and you're not making any steps to achieving the goal, but you want me to keep refreshing you and keep coming back. No, that's a deal breaker. So those are my deal breakers, Miss I Speak Life, over and
Okay.
out.
I got a few here. Yeah. So before I go through my list, I have a response from Quenisha again. She said
Okay.
her deal breakers is making excuses for not being the best you, being
Mm.
disrespectful to your parents, putting your hands on me once that it's you're done. I guess once the relationship is done, you put your hands on a person, doing
Ooh.
drugs, and I'm not talking about the green the green kind, the little white, huh? But
She
yes,
mean the hard stuff.
yeah, the real drugs, right? The real stuff. Thank you for
Hmm.
your response to Quenisha. We appreciate that. All right, so I I second those right there strongly. So for some deal breakers for me would be let's see here. When
Wait. Can we discuss
Yeah,
her
go ahead.
deal breakers
Yeah,
just a
you
tad
sure
bit?
can. Sure.
What was her second one? One of them, I kind of chuckled at.
Her second one, being
Hmm.
disrespectful to your parents.
That's the one I chuckled at. What is disrespectful? We need to we need to clear up what respect is, and I think especially when it comes to like respecting your parents,
Uh huh.
I think to for us we have clear understanding. I don't know if the generation before us, like the parents, have that understanding, or if the generation under us fully have that understanding. I feel like those early late 70s, early 80s babies have like a great balance of understanding that those before us and after us don't really have.
Well,
No, no, respectfully, guys, respectfully. Not coming for anyone. I'm just saying.
okay.
We're
So
the best. That's all I'm saying.
So what does that mean to you though? Being disrespectful to your parents. What does that mean to you?
So I think that respect should mean respect. It should not mean that I have to tolerate or accept you talking to me any type of way and still remain silent, right? Because when we talk about respect and the way we were taught, it was really just to remain silent. You know, I'm your mother or your father. I said what I said, do what I say, when I say, how I say. You don't have much to say about it. Matter of fact, you don't have anything to say about it. You have no say so. And that lended them to feel like when you did that, you were considered respectful. If you were a child who opened their mouth, you were considered disrespectful. And it really wasn't many other, variables or many other layers to that. And everyone's experience could be different. So how about for you?
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll rehearse first. She said like talking crazy to the parents, cursing at them because they don't agree with what the parents had to say. That's what the disrespect means, from her as a parent herself. But for me, twins, as far as disrespecting the parents, it's kind of almost the same thing, right? Talking back to your parents, right?
Hmm.
Responding back to your parents by saying what, or any adult.
Hmm.
Now that may fall under the line of teaching them about respect and respecting others, but I think that's complete disrespect when any young person will say what back to any grown up, especially mom and dad. Like, Sean, come here. What? Boy, you might get. I'm already on route to see you. You ain't got to come to me at that point now. If I got to come to see you, it's done deal. I'm coming. What you say?
I'm
Oh, I
coming
mean, I
hot
mean,
and heavy.
right, caught hot and heavy. Definitely cursing at them. Raising your voice. Just a lot of things. I mean, especially you spoiled kids out there. You don't get something that you want. You want to act out in public. You want to roll on the ground and act a fool. Yeah, that's all disrespect.
Have you ever experienced that?
Hell no.
And what age group? Can we look at the ages too? Because I think when you talk about respect, you have to incorporate the ages to really decide if this is disrespectful or if this is just
Well,
an adult conversation.
No, I'm with you on that. But what happened is if you let that little 5-year-old rolling around at the young age because they didn't get the little piece of candy, and come on, Billy, it's okay. I'm gonna put you on timeout.
First of all,
And if you let that slide, then they get older, then they get disrespectful. They slamming doors in your house. Mom, don't open my effing door. Like that's where it stems from. It stems from that little tantrum you let them get away with as a little kid, and they get older. It just progresses and gets worse, worse, and worse. And now they ready to buck you. You know what I'm saying? When they get no, I'm going outside. I don't care what you say. Now you gotta think about.
mm,
I can't believe my baby hit me. All I do for him, but you've been babying that boy since he was 5 years old. So that's what you get. But yeah, we should
yeah,
we
I
should
think,
do
but
we
who,
should,
but who's disrespectful in that for real though, right? If you allowed it from 5 to what age is this where you talking about they buck up? They come back with what they've been doing basically,
Oh, I
just on a
mean,
new
I mean,
level.
it goes up. I mean, so 5 is when they roll around the ground, and they teens. So 13 to 16 is when they want to, you want to take the trash out. No, I'm not doing that because you never give them any structure at a young age. Go and cut the
Hmm.
grass. No. Go and clean your room. No. How many times you got to fight with your kids to tell them how to clean their room up? Get the clothes together so we can wash them. And then they bring you one piece of clothes to wash. Like, no, 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 I need all your clothes. And then they talking back to you. It varies. It varies from 5 years old all up until they turn 18. But by 18, it's too late.
Yeah, it's too late, right? So you definitely didn't do. You didn't respect your role as a parent if you allow all of that to take place, and now it's just out of control. It's too
Oh,
late.
facts.
But dude, because we're all about accountability, so we're not bashing. There's no manual to parenting. Let me just say that as a mom of three, two natural, one adopted, I've been through a lot of different things, but I think that a lot of times when we have this conversation, and it's a little, I guess for me, it's kind of relevant because I'm at a place in space where I recently had to have a conversation with a parent to say, wait, what is disrespect? What is respect to you, first of all?
That's a good one. And some of them could even say that they don't. So they don't know what respect is from the jump. So they can't even teach it if they don't know what it is. Miss, I speak life.
Twins. All right, there we go. Now I'm not sure what's happening. It's a update that I think I have to do on this phone. You know how Apple do.
Yep,
They
yep.
start glitching you, so you either
Well,
they
that
don't
me.
even want to hear me talk about them. You're like, shut up.
You're right.
Yeah, that you either got to buy a new phone or update. That's just what they do because nothing's going on with my phone. It's stationary.
So
It's not moving. Nothing.
So our listener said that. So my older sister calls our mom all kinds of B words and saying really stuff to her.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
See,
no.
See, my thing is this: once you get to a certain age, a certain point, like before you get to the point to even call your mom or dad any type of name like that, you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to speak to them. Like some things is not unsaid. You don't gotta say them things. You know what I'm saying? If you feel you gotta cross that line and call your mom and dad out that type of name, you shouldn't. Matter of fact, at that point, stop talking to them. Let them have the last word. It's just that simple. But the thing is,
so I think that's how we are raised. Like, the kid is the one that's supposed to have the maturity level to the point that they would be quiet. The kid is the one expected to have that level of respect that they won't continue to elevate their voice or, be belligerent or disrespectful in terms of, name calling and things like that. That is usually the typical response of an adult is that weight is put on the child. And I get it. I've heard it. I get it. It's not so much that I even that I don't agree with it because I agree with it. I just don't agree with that weight only solely being on a child. And the adults have not represented that type of weight. They have not been humble enough to be quiet. They ain't been humble enough to walk away. They haven't been humble enough or mature enough to not start name calling or to go and actually physically hit the kid or whatever. It's
right.
like you want this child to display things you ain't never shown them because you keep expecting them to do something you ain't never done. So it's like, and I'm not, again, no manual to parenting. I'm just observant, and we already know my opinion in terms of raising kids is not a popular one. not with the people around me for sure, but that's something I had to pull out in this conversation that I recently had when we talk about respect, because a lot of times in my upbringing, these words were manipulated. You get the word and it would be manipulated. The Bible says, obey your parents. Yes, it does. Absolutely. And you should. By no means should you be allowed or even be that comfortable to come out your face and call your mom outside of her name or your dad outside of his name, like our listener, was sharing. And the word also then tells the parent to not provoke the kid. So what that means is under no circumstance should you feel comfortable either. And that's where it's like, okay, well, where's the responsibility? Where's the accountability for the actual adult in the situation? It's a whole nother conversation for another day. When the church get quiet.
No. At the end of the day, it comes to a maturity level, right? Because someone in those three groups, right, needs to have the maturity to know when. And you know what? Let me step away from the situation, regardless how I think, because most parents, right, we feel entitled. Like, yo, I'm the parent. I gave you life. You say what I say, right? So, and like you said with the Bible, the parent shouldn't provoke the child, right? And I know sometimes parents can do that as well. They can't provoke the child and push them to their limits because they feel they can do that because I'm the parent, right? But like you said, as I was saying, it does take someone with a maturity level to say, you know what? I'm going to walk away from the situation right now, wait till everybody cool down, and if we still need to have this conversation, we come back at it, but level head, cool, and collective. But someone out of that group there needs to be the mature one. But if someone's not mature at all, guess what? Y'all be there all day yelling, screaming until somebody starts fighting and whatever.
Right, and it get out of hand.
Yep.
But if we both come with the responsibility to be mature, then the expectation should be that we're both mature enough to know, okay, I'm getting too upset. You should be able to gauge yourself as well.
Right.
You're getting too upset. And they may be at different levels, because like I said, some families come, they loud, I know me personally, Miss I Speak Life, when I get around there's 9 of us, okay? That's a lot of voices to talk over. We are a loud, um, passionate family. So whenever we're talking about anything,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what it is, we're very, very passionate about it.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, it would take God Himself to change our mind about whatever it is. We're going to stand 10 toes down on whatever we believe, and it's not that we always believe the same thing. So you can imagine the uproar that could take place. But even that, if that's a commonality, if that's a norm, you can't then use it as a disrespect when it's convenient, and those are some of the things that, oh, you being disrespectful. Wait a minute. We talk like this all the time. How is it that right here, right now, is disrespectful? It wasn't disrespectful 5 minutes ago,
Right.
so
Right.
those type of things.
And it kind of goes with the, we're going to move past it here, but it's kind of like the situation that's happening right now recently with Kurt Franklin, him and his son, right? Because his son.
Right. I'm assuming, I haven't looked at it all the way. I'm going to take time to look at it, especially if we plan to have a conversation about leadership, right?
Right.
So I'm definitely going to take a look at that.
But yeah, but the fact that they had that conversation escalated because somebody there couldn't step away and just like, you know what? I'm not going to continue this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to stop here and come back later. But
Right.
Back on the topic with pet peeves, because that's where it really stemmed from, the pet peeves when this conversation here.
And deal breakers.
Deal breaker.
Right.
Yeah, definitely a deal breaker. Oh, hold up. One last thing before I move on. So, Konisha, she said, I dated a 40-year-old man who told his dad he'll beat his A because he was trying to tell him something about his business that could have actually made it better. Dead wrong, right?
Dead wrong. Absolutely.
And she said,
thank you so much for sharing that. I appreciate the interaction.
Right. And she said, I left his butt where he stood. You should have, because if a man can't respect his own parent, ladies and gentlemen out there, if a person you're talking to cannot respect their own mom and dad, regardless of the situation that's happened, how is he gonna respect you? Woo! Drop
right,
the mic.
especially as an adult.
Yeah, as 40-year-old man.
To me, that kid would get a pass because the kid is still a kid. And this is why this is why changing the narrative around this topic is important to me, like I said, because we, on one side of our neck, we're saying that you should have this maturity level, yet you haven't seen a representation of it because I don't have it, right? I'm expecting you to have it. And then when I mature even more, when you get grown, then you still have this, disrespect, this line, and it's like not to be tolerated though. So it's like, look, no, it's just a weird narrative, and I'm definitely, passionate about tackling it. But to her point, that's a definite no. Any mature adult that can't control themselves, see, that's how I look at it. It's not even about it being the title parent. It's a person. It's another human being. And I think she mentioned one of her pet peeves too was not being nice to people, not being kind to people. It's that part for me. Like, who and why do you feel comfortable with just being this disrespectful to someone? That's another person. And then the layer is, double whammy when it's the person that raised you on any level, whether they did a good job or a bad job. Don't really matter. You don't know their story. Maybe they did the best they could. But that also takes a mature mind to even be able to look at it like that. A lot of people hold on to their hurts and their traumas, and they feel justified in their ways. We had that conversation about the guy who had me booted out the room. He wanted to keep telling the sob story about how he don't want his children to see his mom because she was this type of mom to him. But you don't know if this woman had changed her life. What type of grandmother would she be? You're not giving her the opportunity, because you're still very hurt and you're not letting it go. So yeah, those type of immature adults, that's a deal breaker.
Got it.
Leave him where he's standing. Absolutely.
All right, so let's get back to these deal breakers here that I have. So this was a definite deal breaker for me, especially when I was in my early dating stages. Where'd it go? Cancel plans last minute. Oh yeah, that was that was definitely a done deal for me. Cause especially back when I was dating, back in the early 2000s and late 90s, we actually dated. Like we actually went on dates. We actually reserved
Mhm.
places, spots, so we can sit down and eat and have conversation. Like, I mean, mind you, this like I said, this is my era growing up. We actually dated. So if I had a date planned out to do things, got the car clean, got the haircut, house smelling good, clean, bought food, got plans to go to this restaurant, then go to the movies here, all scheduled X, Y, Z, and then I'm on way to come pick you up. You talking about, oh, I can't make it, something popped up. Wait a minute. We had set this date for a whole week. And mind you, and when we dated, it was like date on weekends because we work, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I was trying to make a good event, you know what I'm saying? So we do on the weekend, so we have a full day to plan whatever. You telling me last minute now something popped up? Oh, okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, that was definitely a pet peeve. What else I have here?
Right.
Oh, here's a good one here. When they get upset, they fight dirty. That part right there.
Mm.
So we get in arguments, and in part of a relationship, arguments going to happen regardless, right? Just simple. It's going to happen. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship at all. But there's certain ways to have an argument, and there's certain way like, okay, so you really like, it's like sometimes people take the opportunity to have an argument so they can say the most rude, meanest things they can say, because they can say, well, I was just mad at that moment. Nah. Nah, you've been waiting to say that. You know what I'm saying? You can tell when somebody was waiting to say some stuff and you push that button, you gave them that go button. You can tell, like, wow, we taking it all the way there because I left the toilet seat up. I'm joking.
Yeah, we taking it there because that's something that's premeditated.
Nah, that never happened.
Knew what you were doing.
I just threw it out there because that toilet seat up is just so funny. But yeah, I'm just saying it'd be something so minor that they take it all the way there to like how we get from, trash not taken out to like my mother's this. Like how does that even correlate? You know what I'm saying? Like those things don't even make no sense. So what I'm saying, when people get upset, they fight super dirty, and that's a deal breaker. Another deal breaker is that they're not over the axe. Meaning that every time you have conversation, when you're out first dating, whatever, you're out eating, having a good time, you vibing, and, oh, my ex used to take me here. Oh, my ex used to do this. Yeah, those are definitely deal breakers. I'm like, I ain't trying to hear about that fool. If that's the case, you need to go back with him. Yeah, that's a deal breaker. Let's see here. I'm looking at this list here.
What's a work deal breaker?
A work deal breaker?
Yeah, because you said like family stuff, you said relationship stuff, you said like first dating people stuff. Like, what's a work deal breaker?
I mean, it's the same
if
thing.
You have one. I'm just asking.
I don't really have one, but it still will be on the same thing as you stand over my shoulder. Because at a certain point, I'm like, You know what? Like you said, throw this whole job away. Like, all right, I told you. Because first, I'm okay. I'm gonna be cool with it first. Then the second time, I'm gonna say something about it. Third time, we'll have another meeting about it. And then after that, okay, you gonna keep doing this, and especially if I am doing my job. Now it's different when I'm not doing my job, right? My numbers are dropping, I'm failing, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Okay, I need a little babysitting. But when I am doing my job, I don't need you standing over me, messing my flow up of my day of work. And after too long, I'm like, I'm gonna start cutting up. I'm gonna start looking for another job, and I'm gonna bounce. Just that simple.
I'm gonna start cutting up.
Oh yeah.
What's the cutting up for me?
Hey, so now I'm gonna give you something to look for. Now you want to look for something? I'll give you something to look for. Sorry, but that's what it is. Another one would be is that we don't have the same values. So that's definitely a deal breaker. It's just not gonna work. We're not equally yoked. For example, I don't smoke cigarettes. So if you're a smoker, sorry, boo. I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how many times you go to the dentist to get these teeth whitening, and you all that stuff you do. This ain't gonna work. You fine as ever, body banging, bull, cool, whatever. You smoking cigarettes, deal breaker. It's not even a conversation. And last but not least, if you're a person who don't know how to handle their liquor, like you
oh, man.
You get a little tipsy, you know what I'm saying? We all get tipsy every once in a while, but if you're that one person who's always drunk, spitting up and throwing up all over the place, we gotta carry you home. Like we went out of the country somewhere, right? And we're on vacation, we're having a good old time. You can't be that drunk person who can't handle liquor and you ruin the whole party for everyone else. Because one, we try to make sure, especially you're a woman, especially if we try to make sure no one abuses you or try to take advantage of you because you're drunk. You walking around, I'm carrying you, your booze falling out. It just so it's embarrassing. It's an inconvenience, and you messed up my time on this vacation. And you know what? Deal breaker.
Twinsinc.
All that.
We carrying you, your boobs falling out.
It's just too much. Oh, too much going on. Too much going on. I done seen it.
Too much.
I done seen it and live it. Like, yeah, if I don't like you, I will leave you right here. But then I feel bad, so I can't do this. But yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Oh man, yeah, that's a deal breaker. It was something else you said, and I'm like, oh, absolutely agree.
And any listeners that I listen out there, I want to hear what's y'all deal breakers. I see y'all listen. Just tell us a deal breaker that you can't deal with. But yeah, those are my deal breakers.
What are your deal breakers? Yeah. I agree to that last one wholeheartedly. Ma'am, sir, please be responsible at all times for yourself. I am not here to babysit. I can't take it. I was on vacation, and now for me, we already know. I always include one day that I'm not doing anything. I'm actually vacationing. At least one day, right? And then other days you go find out about the culture or try different excursions. Man, we're in the local area, so I'm fine, but the local area is not fine, right? Here's what I mean. We're in the heart of Miami, local area, but there's prostitution. There are things taking place that I'm not comfortable with. So it's fine to get to know the culture until it becomes an issue. Like, they're going to think we're prostitutes. They're gonna think, or it just too much is going on. And yeah, and then here you are, and then here you are, all jacked up and you can barely walk. So now you're really making us look bad. Stuff like that. Deal breaker. Nope, not doing it again. Won't ever happen.
Ever.
Nope. Never ever happening again. You go where you go. We'll meet up at local spots that make sense. What do you call it? Regular populated spots.
Right.
What do you call that?
What, lounges?
Yeah, like things where we'd have to do all inclusive things. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We're not going with the locals. You're not letting your hair down around me. Cause your hair too heavy. It's too long. It's too heavy. You get carried away too much. So that won't ever happen again. So that one, definitely, I can resonate with that one. And the one you said before that.
But the smoking?
The person that smokes cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something about the cigarette smell itself. Like, okay, you do weed. Okay, cool. Got you. All right, maybe. Cigars. I smoke cigars. So, yeah. But like Black and Milds and then cigarettes is nah. And they jack your face up. They make your lips.
It's not just really just the smell. It's really the taste. You ever kiss somebody who smokes? It's like, Lord. Like, you need to have some gum.
I haven't.
Yes. Yeah. See, that's the part for me.
Now I think about it, like, wait.
That's the part for me. If they smoke and they don't got no gum or nothing sweet or something, like, you need smokers. If you out there, lady smokers, if you out there, because I don't kiss women. So, lady smokers, if you out there and you smoking, you just finished a Newport, whatever, make sure you have a piece of gum, something you can spray in your mouth, whatever, something you need to flavor it up, because you can't be out here with the stink breath, and then your tongue, it's all that. Yeah, it's a bad deal. My mouth, dang. I remember one girl I kissed. I never kissed a girl again who smoked. Traumatized.
Traumatized. One time.
It was one time, like, It's like, what? I said, your mouth was what? Right. Not the mouth pleasure I wanted, right? This not gonna work for they, baby.
Sorry. I told you my mouth could be a little.
Yeah. So make sure if you smoking, have some gum. Gum only costs $1 now. It's okay. It's worth it. Trust me. If you're a smoker like that, you need something. It's mandatory.
I guess for the drinkers, make sure you got a thing of milk with you too, because ain't nobody got time.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is you need.
Listen, I've heard stories when people travel internationally and had a drunken friend and just messed up the whole experience. Like, nobody got time for that.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you. Your deal breakers, I agree with your last two, definitely. And the one you said, regarding, excuse me, the one before you talked about work. Before I asked you about work, you mentioned I agree with that one wholeheartedly as well. I can't think of what it was, but it was you know how you can remember how you felt. You might not remember what was said. That type of thing.
Right.
I
Yeah,
don't know if
remember.
you have the list in front of you or if it's just like you going off the top of your head. So,
It was kind
but
of like a
anyway,
freestyle. I had a list, but I don't have it no more.
yeah, it's fine. For the most part, I think we pretty much uh said our piece, and some things we definitely can agree to for deal breakers as well as pet peeves. So, now a pet peeve turning into a deal breaker as we come to the close of this discussion. What are some of your pet peeves that you know for sure, because you've already said definitely could be a deal breaker? I know you said micromanaging.
Yeah, micromanage definitely. I mean, definitely staring at the phone, like constantly doing that. After a few more dates, I'm just
Okay.
like, yeah, I'm just not gonna deal with that. Um,
That mean wait. Slow down, slow down. So does that mean you're not going to take them on no more dates? Because you know how you be. It'd be like just no more. You don't give them
well,
20%.
see, well, this is like I said, this is me dating. So after a few dates, and I mean, after, yeah, a few dates we on, and I'm seeing that you constantly still on your phone the whole time. One, I'm gonna think that you're not interested. That's number one, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna think like, you know what? She think I'm the fool guy. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I make sure I'm not in the friend zone, but I don't want to be the fool guy neither. So, see, guys, this is me. You know what? That might be a topic we should talk about.
What is the fool guy?
Yeah, girl, you know what the fool guy is. Don't act like that. You know you got your friend zone guy. You know a guy you can call every time is gonna take you somewhere to eat. You got a guy gonna take you to the movies all the time. Okay, maybe you, not you, but most women I know they got those guys, and I refuse to be eating those guys. Besides the guy, but I didn't want to be the guy that we hang out all the time, but you constantly in the phone all the time. Because like I said, if it's just me and you 1-on-1, and we're in this restaurant eating good food, we having a conversation, but you keep looking at your phone every 2 minutes. Yeah, you're not interested in me because I need that full undivided attention.
Let me find out your little control in there, buddy.
I
At
ain't
least you got work
controlling.
to do.
I ain't got you. What you mean? How's that controlling? We're on the date. A date. This is not a friend get together. This ain't a group of people together. We all hanging out. This is a date. This is a one-on-one, intimate, one-on-one conversation with you. How your day was going. I don't mind looking at the phone a few times, but you can't be there
And
all the
explain.
time, texting on your phone, smiling and shit in front of me. Like, oh, this is what we doing? And I'm sitting here not smiling. I mean, it feels good, but I'm not. I'm supposed to be smiling, talking to you. It ain't got nothing to do with control. It's called etiquettes.
Yeah, I was just joking.
I
I
know.
I agree. I agree.
I'm
And I
far.
think for the men, I think when the women are preoccupied in their phone, it's either a response to your lack of attentiveness or of engaging them in different conversation or dialogue or making it interesting, or excuse me, you're what twins just referred to as the food guy.
The food guide.
Yeah, yeah. So
Ask your
I think
friends.
it's like,
Ask your lady friends. They know about the food guy. Because they saying that
oh my
they know
gosh.
about the friendzo guy too. And they know about the D guy too.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we definitely need to have a conversation about all these guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Do the girls exist for these categories as well, or is this just
Oh no, no,
guys
no. Just
for us
it's
women?
just for the women. We women don't like spending money on us. So no, it don't fly. It don't apply. It
So
don't
you
apply to
mean to
us.
tell me that guys don't have that one that he take out? She the looker. Guys don't have the one he take to his mama because she got sense, and guys don't have that one that he just smashing down. He don't want nobody to see her. He don't want nobody to know about her because she good in bed, but she look a hot mess.
Okay, now
Okay,
now
I'm
now
just
now
saying.
we say it like that. It kind of makes
Me,
sense.
me, me, me,
Okay.
me.
Okay, so yeah, this might be this might be another conversation. Yeah, okay. You know what?
Uh-huh.
It made more sense now after you said it like
Mhm.
that, because we do have the girl like, nah, she's not right. Because I did have the girl like Nate Night, like she's never. I'm never going out in public with you. And during the day, it's always night only. Sorry, I'm quiet at this
Mhm.
time frame. You free? Come scoop you up. The other girls you take out the one, but still with us though, every single woman they have no category, I get to smash though. This is not just like, oh, I'm just taking out
Not
only.
necessarily.
Well,
Not necessarily,
you
because
know what?
some of
Let's
these
let's
some
say
of these
let's
positions
save
are
this conversation. Hold
interchangeable.
on, let's save it. Let's save it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
let's save it. Let's not
All
change
right.
it. Let's save this one. Stop right here. Period.
All right. All right. All
Put a
right.
pause on that
Period.
one. Put a pause on this. So yes,
Wait.
ladies.
What got us here? What were we saying?
Deal breaker. Oh, how we got to this conversation where we're at right now. We was talking about if I'm on a date with you, right, and we're at the table.
Oh, being on the phone.
Yeah, and you're on the phone the whole time, smiling and giggling on the phone while we're on a date. Like, I'm trying to get to know you. You might be making my woman, but you over here constantly on your phone. Like, okay, the first time, okay, cool. Like, I get the first time because, like, okay, I'm out with this new guy. We at this restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand you don't want to be with a creep, but you gotta let everybody know the role play. Okay, he's cool. Okay, girl, we'll say this. You know, I get that part. But date 2 and date 3, and you still doing the same thing, that's a problem.
Got you. Okay, we done. Period.
Let me hit play here and see what somebody's saying. Period.
Okay, go ahead.
Look at twins showing out. Don't be telling all the code.
Listen here, Leslie. You know what? What's her name? Because on my end, it shows me her name. I know she got a real username. But yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Oh, it's just Les.
Oh, there you go. Just Les 421. Yes, thank you, Jess. I'm not letting it all out. I mean, but see, I think Just Les was responding to you, though. She wasn't responding to me. She was responding to you about the food guy. She know what I'm talking about. She got her food guy, too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think that's what she was saying.
I know.
You're letting the hat out the bag.
Oh, the cat out the bag.
I mean, the jig is up.
The jig been up.
The jig is up. The jig is up for guys. They've been up for guys. You just trying to blow us up. That's all.
But we're gonna put a period on that one because I want to make sure we use this content for another episode. But this conversation we had today was the pet peeve versus the deal breaker. This is the real deal. This is how you feel. This is Twinsinc and Miss I Speak Life. What are your final thoughts on this episode today? I think it was a great one.
My final thoughts is my pet peeve, the pet peeve that could become that deal breaker. And like I said, would be the having to repeat myself because of lack of inconsistency, or, you just not, you don't value it. It would tend to me thinking you don't value me, the person, if it's an intimate relationship, me, the employee, if it's a work relationship, me, the the leader or the manager or whatever the role is that I play in. You don't value me if you're not willing to grow and compromise and, come together with what's going on. And you're just making me repeat myself. Oh, and I know what the other thing was that you mentioned. Remember, I said I can't remember. Mm-hmm. Taking out the garbage. Taking out the trash. Yes. Perfect. Taking out the trash is, I'm gonna shut up. That I agree with you, twins. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Deal breaker, definitely a pet peeve that can become a deal breaker. Anything that is anything that causes me to nag, especially in a relationship or like as mom.
So y'all do nag.
Women do nag, yes. I do not, because I don't like repeating myself. So if it calls me to do that, I automatically associate it with nagging, and I know that I don't like being nagged, and I don't like the feeling of being looked at as a nag, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you know how I talk about my dad all the time.
Yep.
My dad despises nags. So in my mind, all men despise nags. So if you make me feel like I'm nagging, I feel I'm mad.
Oh, I got you now. I got you. And you don't want to be that.
I'm not trying to be that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a nag.
Okay.
So I think that has a lot to do with my lack of for repeating myself, just period, because it started at such a young age.
Okay.
Got
it.
So yeah, I think that would be it.
All right, let me hit play here as we close out here.
All right, go ahead.
That's definitely going to be a great discussion. I cannot wait to be in on that.
She ready? I told you. She ready for that.
She already got her list. She's like, I got one for this. I got one for that. One over here doing. We already know she just booted one, gave one to Curb, so she got him
Oh.
back.
All right, all right. We're going to wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to The Real Deal versus How You Feel. Please follow us on IG at The Real Deal versus How You Feel. Send us an email
Send us an email.
at The Real Deal versus How You Feel at gmail.com. And also follow us on YouTube as well as The Real Deal versus How You Feel. So thanks for tuning in. Miss I Speak Life. Appreciate you. Great show today. And
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. And
Yeah.
we back when? Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Oh, yeah, today is Friday.
Standard Time.
Yes, we're back Monday.
Yep, today is Good Friday.
A Good Friday. So have a Good Friday and a Good Sunday. And Monday, matter of fact, we're going to change the episodes around. We're going to talk about this relationship conversation on Monday. So,
oh, Lord.
Yeah, we're going to start the week off just right.
After Easter, after the resurrection, we're going to talk about, we're going to get it together.
We're going to get it together. Right after Sunday, Monday, boom. Get your list together.
Yeah, guys,
get your guys and get your women.
We appreciate you listening. Prepare yourselves for the next Real Deal versus How You Feel with Miss